The new divorce rate is just 0%. It's not, but I wish it were. That would be incredible. But unfortunately, we live in a society where the divorce rate is high. Roughly 1 in 2 marriages end in divorce, 50% divorce rate roughly. So what happens? What happens to money? What happens to money that you bring into the marriage? What happens to money that you create during the marriage? What do you do about it? Hi, I'm Mike Massey. I'm an estate planning attorney. I've helped over 1,000 families before and after death. And planning with blended families is one of the things that I help people with. Thinking through these issues. Basically, we have a presumption of community property in the state of Texas. That means everything's considered to be both of yours. I call it y'all's, right? His and hers, y'all's. But if it's separate property, then it's not community property. So basically that's defined as what you brought into marriage, what you inherited or received as a gift or as a judgment in a court of law. For most people, this simply means stuff they brought into marriage or they received from, say, their parents. You want to keep that separate? Yes, that's one way to do it. But it's interesting because even though the growth on that separate property is typically considered separate property, the dividends and the interest on that are considered generally community property. So what happens? Well, people get married and they're like, we're never going to divorce. We don't have to worry about this. But they might. And statistics tell us that 50% of marriages end in divorce. So if you want to make sure that your money stays your money in case something happens, maybe it has nothing to do with you and entirely with the other person. Something happens with them. They go AWOL, alcohol, drugs, adultery, new relationship, second family somewhere, right? I don't know. But you can protect yourself with the prenup up front. A prenup is a prenuptial that you do before you get married, saying, this is my money. It's going to stay my money. We're going to define what happens with any growth, dividends, interest on that, etc. Same with the other person's money and the joint money. And then you can do a postnuptial, a postnup, which is the same thing, but you do it after you get married. If you're not married, but you're just cohabitating, living together, then we should talk about a cohabitation agreement, right? I wish no one would get divorced, and I pray that for everybody. But if you think there's a possible chance, and you think there's a possible chance that if you got divorced that you could actually lose some or a lot of your assets because you commingled them, you didn't do a prenup or a postnup or something like that, then please call us so that we can talk about this. Look us up at Mike Massey Law, mytxwills.com, or click below for more information.